11th, 2018, and the time is a little after 8 p.m. So good night, members, and to all our viewers around the world, welcome to Frontline. My name is Janice Leamonda Creaky, I'm the PRO, and Anthony Defu, Deputy PRO.
Hello, good night.
We are your hosts for tonight's show. Our special guest is Carrie Grant, who is no stranger to our show. Starting from tonight, we will be having a call-in session towards the end, which is about maybe up to 15 minutes before the end of the show, so that you, the viewers, can call in and give your opinion as to what we are discussing here tonight. So, Anthony, would you like to say a few words before we start? It is a new year, and happy new year, lots and lots of success for 2018.
Yes, most definitely. Trinidad and Tobago, the wider world, all the peppers around. Happy New Year from all of us here at Frontline. Once again, we have the man himself, Mr. Carrie Grant. Pressure for Sue, pressure for Sue. We love this guy. And you know, I'm looking forward to seeing to tell you the honest truth, we actually have a lot planned for 2018. Lots happening where PEP is concerned. And again, tune in every Thursday, 8 p.m. for the Frontline, and as well as Philip's show on at 8 p.m.
No, 9 o'clock afterwards.
Oh, okay. That's on a Thursday.
Yeah, on a Thursday, Philip
Right.
starts a show at 9 o'clock, but on the other days, his show starts at 8
o'clock.
p.m. Yes.
Right, correct. Yeah, so Carrie, what's going on, brother?
I just want to say good night, Trinidad and Tobago. Not just Happy New Year, but throughout the year. I'm good, man. Good. Had a good Christmas vacation. Spent it well. And I'm ready for 2018. Big
Great.
Things coming ahead.
Oh, yes,
That's right.
definitely.
Yeah,
That's
big
right.
things. Yeah.
2017 has been a very interesting year, and there are just so many topics that happened and issues that happened in 2017 that, I mean, as we go into 2018, it's just like it's never ending. It's one topic after the next, after the next.
Look at how many people have died so far for the year. I mean,
Correct.
This is just. It says so much. It says everything. It says everything. That says everything. I mean, really and truly, come on. You know what I mean? It's murder is a normal thing now within society.
Correct.
It's totally normal, and the people are so numb by it. Is that, you know, it's like, all right, they just move on and continue doing what they're doing. But we can't have that train of thought. We can't forge ourselves forward in that sense and create this type of society. No way. We need to turn things around.
We definitely have to have started getting a sense of immunity to the crime.
Yes.
And that in itself raised hairs on my back. The last of the murders that we've had, and killings, and even with the woman and with the young student and the taxi driver and so forth, you get the sense that society has accepted this is where we are. And it doesn't sit well with me. I don't know how you guys feel about it, Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think we are all at that stage, you know, where we are actually starting to feel like it's a part of the norm.
Yes.
And we are starting to accept this is the way it is. But I'm here to tell you guys, and we're here to tell you guys, that we cannot accept this. And we just can't. We need to move forward. We need to build ourselves up to get that courage to go there and fight against these elements.
Correct.
That's right.
And I think one of the ways that one of the policies that PEP has put forward is how we are going to be combating crime. Now, people will say every government says it. You know, the last government says it. This government said it. But here it is. It's just gotten worse.
Yeah.
So, how are we, as a party, going to combat the crime and put a stop to it?
Well, I mean, again, as a party as in PEP, you have to first remember this is the first party powered by the people.
Correct.
And it's actually powered by the people. This is no propaganda behind this. There's no behind the curtains financiers and all this other garbage everyone else has. This is truly powered by the people, and I think that's where the critical point comes to, where real change can actually happen, because you're talking about people who have direct passion. And on top of it, the policies that PEP plans to roll out is one of accountability and transparency. And again, PEP, once getting into office, would be the first government being exposed to these laws. So for us to say that we're going to be able to run away with the goddamn central bank and everybody go and balance themselves, no, that is not the case. Because again, come down on Saturday the 20th, Launch Park, and hear more in depth, in detail as to how we're moving this country forward. But stick up in there.
Well, I think I just want to go a little bit into how we plan to do things. Meaning that we are going to put up the security walls, we are going to invite the foreign entities to come in and assist us, to ensure that we get rid of the elements that are causing the crime in the country.
Well, I mean, Trinidad and Tobago, just to touch on the model that the PP is planning to roll out, is one of soliciting the assistance of the first world countries such as North America, which is Canada and the US, as well as Europe. This consists of the UK as well as the EU. Now, remember, the drugs that's passing through Trinidad and Tobago is going to these countries. It's not coming here to Trinidad. It's not staying for our population. It's going to the first world countries. So it's in their best interest to put their assets here to protect our borders, to stop that track of drugs going into their countries. So that's number one. So when we talk about having these exorbitant budgets where national security is concerned to buy all this other garbage that they've been planning so many years gone by, OPVs and this boat and that and helicopter and plane and all this tralala. How much has ever actually made a dent in the crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago?
I think the question to ask is, have they done anything at all?
But,
because from what I understand, there is a gentleman who was down the islands and who was actually recording, to show when he would be seeing the vessels from off of Stoble's Bay.
right.
Right? So the drugs and when the guns are coming in, which is in south, but you have your boats in the north. So how are you mobilizing the boats to get to the south to stop the drug trafficking and the bringing of the guns and stuff like that? Plus, somebody said to me once, he said, funnily enough, it's not the small man in the street who is bringing in the guns.
Right.
Because they don't have the finances to bring in the guns. Right. It has to be, and there's a theory, it has to be the people who have the license to bring in the guns.
Interesting.
That's right. Because the small man in the road just does not have the wherewithal or the money to bring it in. And then, of course, too, who is checking out the containers that these guns are coming in?
Well, you have to remember too, a large portion of guns on the country, how it's coming in, because basically how the trade goes is they're bringing in cocaine. As far as I understood, our guys here on the ground don't actually get paid cash. They get paid in marijuana. All right? What the chatter has been on the ground with a few people that I've spoken to before in that area, in that field, that someone has some information on it. And remember, the guns that they have are guns that they would be using to protect the goods, as in the cocaine or marijuana or whatever, what have you. Now, when they make the delivery here, one, the payment of the marijuana goes to the guys or to whomever, the coke passes through, and as well as the guns stay here on the ground, which they were using to basically protect the merchandise. So on a regular basis, you have an influx of guns. Once you have drugs passing through, there are guns coming through. The plan of securing the borders, that is to stop the influx of drugs, guns, and trafficking and so on. Now we can use the resources, if you want to create the budget as in maintain it as it is, and invest that entire budget on the ground here, on the soil of Trinidad and Tobago, where we can now alleviate the guns, alleviate the drugs, do retraining to our police officers and our security services, just to a complete revamp. And like Philip says, again and again and again, undo and redo. It's that simple.
Yes, definitely. But that's just one of our policies, and I think that something really needs to be done, because I saw in the papers where it was saying that the opposition now wants to get together with the government to try and fight crime.
Bunch of jokers.
Let me ask a question. Where will the sombrero crew?
The what?
The sombrero crew.
The sombrero?
Sombrero. You know, I was told, I actually saw an article in the paper a few months ago where the government was going to bring in Mexicans.
Oh yes, that's right.
So my question is,
Bringing Mexicans?
Yes, to train them on how to deal with the drug issues.
Right.
I thought they was coming. Oh, that is what they're coming for.
Yeah.
I thought they was coming to plant chili peppers.
But isn't it ironic that even a big portion of the drugs that passing through Trinidad is coming from Mexico?
Well, that's a thought.
Because it's not even going through the border, even though Mexico is bordering the United States, where a big portion of drugs need to go. You know, the hassle is so much greater for them to cross that border. It is so much easier and more porous for them to bring it down, pass it through Trinidad, and get it to where it needs to go. It's that simple, but yet we're bringing these same guys here within their own law enforcement. Because if you look at the statistics for Mexico, as far as killings, murders, the gang warfare, the amount of gangs in that country, we're really bringing these, because they obviously haven't had it under control.
But Mexico is a narco state.
But this is exactly.
Why are you bringing them here?
And you know what? Look, it's not. You don't need to have a rocket scientist to really figure out the problems that we are dealing with in this country. It is that simple.
It is simple. Very, very simple.
A wise man once told me, you know, and this was recent. He said, Kerry, the problem with Trinidad and Tobago is not the infrastructure. And I was listening to him. It's not the infrastructure. We have the infrastructure, you know. He said it's the system.
Right.
The system is the problem here in Trinidad and Tobago. The people that run things, the people that we have at the head, the people that we have at the helm, and the way they run their organizations, their departments, the system is problematic. And what we need to do is revamp the people that are in charge of putting these policies and running these organizations. We need to get rid of them. And these organizations are all held together, you know, by one person. And I honestly believe that the person was telling me, he said, listen, Kerry, it's not 2 and 3 people making decisions, it's one. Everybody else is just the messengers. They carry out, they're the veins, you know, but there's one brain behind it all. And what he was saying was making sense to me. And you know, a few years ago we had a particular party that were going behind the goldfish or the big fish, you know, Mr. Big. And if you cut off the brain, you cut off the head, the body is going to start to beat up. It wouldn't die eventually, there's still some life. And the thing is, though, we are dealing with human beings, and everybody at some point in time, when they are under the chain of command, they want to assume what? Command. You understand? So, when you cut off that head, you're going to get jostling and fighting, because people know, the individuals, they want to control. There's going to be somebody that wants to control. And it's at that point, that I think is when it's most vulnerable. Because you're going to have in-house fighting, you're going to have the battling, you're going to have the bickering, you're going to have the backstabbing going on. And that is when I think it's going to be the most successful time or point when we can really strike. But we need to behead the top. And how do we go about it? How do we go about the head? Beheading the person that is on top. follow the money. That's one. Two, I think the police service here in Trinidad and Tobago, not that they don't know what they have to do, no, they are trained. They are trained to do, they know what it is they have to do. But again, how many of them are in the pockets of these
Corrupt.
elements?
They're corrupt.
How many of them are corrupt? And how many people are willing to say, you know what, put country first in front of your money and say, here what, you are doing wrong, let's investigate him. Let's investigate her. And that is the issue. So we have to, again, it's not the infrastructure so much so, but it's the system. It's what we have in place, and it's the people that we have in place that is developing the systems. You understand? And we need to somehow calm down on that. And I am still trying to figure it out and process it in my head of ways that we can go about doing that. It's not going to be an easy task.
No,
it's not going to be an easy task.
They're not going to want to give up their livelihoods.
Of course not. And you're talking about a large portion, just about every nook and cranny of areas within society that is infiltrated with some level of corruption, some level of underhandedness, some level of shortcuts, some level of loopholes that they choose to use, and certainly not doing the job the way it's supposed to be done. You know, and again, we're quick to run to first world countries. Why you smile? You watch it.
Yes, I had a train of thought there, you know, but I'll leave it.
Straight out. Let me hear. Straight out, man.
I mean, it's we went to first world countries before. We invited them here to do investigations, correct? And when they started to unravel certain things, what they do? They send them back.
Of course.
They send them back, and this shows the level and the depth of corruption that is in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
You know, and
yes,
we really, it makes us wonder, it makes me wonder, it makes you wonder, trying to be good citizens. You know, who's really running the show here, and what it is, if they really mean well when they say they want to get a handle on this and they want to get a handle on that. Not just crime, you know, but different situations that may be plaguing the nation. And honestly, right now for me, it's a matter of trust. Who do we trust anymore? We just don't trust these individuals anymore. You know, they say they come out here. I mean, I read it in the papers, and where the Minister of National Security said, well, that's it there, you know what I mean? It's gone too far, they crossed the line. People were getting murdered last year.
Are you talking about the shooting with
Yeah. So apparently for now, for him, enough is enough. Come on.
Which I don't understand. Now they've been given billions of dollars allocated to the Ministry of National Security in the budget. So I don't understand how you're now saying this is enough. Enough is enough after that incident.
It's crazy. I mean, one murder should be too much. You know, and we need to really see what politics is today. People see the people that are pushing politics and running the government, and see their agendas. Because I mean, we don't see the Minister of National, we don't see much ministers of anything out there on the front line at all. Only when things are bad, people protesting, this, that, the other, then you see them coming out and they want to show and step up and push up the chest and say what it is they have to say to the television crews, to the camera crews, to the media crews, and then that's it. That's it. But when last have you seen a minister go door to door, besides campaign trailing, you know, it has to end. It's mamagism to the highest in my book, and I think this is where the PEP will come in and fill that gap, because as he rightfully says, we are powered by the people. We're going to be there with you all the time, regardless of ministry. That minister, I believe, from whatever department he or she opposed that they fill, they're going to be there, right there with the people. And we need that. We need you all to understand that we are for you. We are from you. I am not, I came from, if you want to say, the streets. You know, I'm not a street guy. I'm not a street dweller. But I lived amongst people that lived in everyday Trinidad and Tobago, you know what I mean? So I understand what it is. I wasn't born into money. I'm not a preppy guy, you know what I mean? And this is it. I think this is what we need. We need reality. We need realism. We need the true essence of Trinbagonians to really understand what it is we need right now at this point. And what do you think about that? What do you think about it?
No, you're absolutely correct. And I would just compound that by saying Trinidad and Tobago, once in our history, you know, our ancestors came to this country by force, against their will, and to be in a place and to do things that, you know, it's not something that they had forged for. We rose up as a people and we were able to get a country to call our home. We are several generations down the line and we're at another point in our history where we have a new chance to finally release the final chains of slavery on our minds, being able to give the support to the PEP, because again the PEP is for the people. It's a people's party. It's for the people, and again, nothing is happening without the people saying, yay, do it. It's okay. If they say no, we're not doing it, and that's just the reality. And the thing is that, you know, governments before, they've always tried to stifle the proper information for people to be able to make the proper decisions. One of the main fortes for the PEP is to give the population the information that they need. So again, come down Saturday the 20th, Launch Park, that's definitely the place to be. You're going to hear a lot of things, a lot of speakers, people within specialty fields, and so many things that we're planning to roll out. And you just might get a really good taste of what the manifesto for the PEP is actually going to be like. So again, Launch Park grounds, the 20th of January, which is a Saturday, 3 p.m., right? Definitely, Trinidad and Tobago, come down in your carloads from everywhere. Tobago, east, west, north, south. This is the time. Change is now. This revolution is now. If you want that first world country that you've always been wanting to run to, America, Canada, Europe, and England, and these places, here what? The opportunity is here for us to make Trinidad and Tobago an even better country than those. So, we need your support. And that's just what I'm going to throw onto that, as Mr. Kerry said before.
One of the things I want to talk about, because just now we were talking about how, you know, a minister only comes around in time for elections. And in the newspapers there was an article that speaks to villagers hosed down during a road protest. This is the New Ground protesters who were protesting because of bad roads. And then, of course, the police was brought in, and they more or less hosed, they were jostling with the police, and it wasn't even a policeman uniform. It was a man in plain clothing who was hosing down the crowd. Now, you know, one of the things that, where PEP is concerned, is that we're going to be looking at separating MPs from government ministers, whereby ministers will be drawn from the job pool based on qualifications and experience. The Public Services Ordinance will be amended to include these positions. MPs will be solely responsible for the holistic development of their constituencies, which means that if you go up as a caretaker for a constituency, you're not going to become a PM. You are going to stay in your constituency. You're going to build it, you're going to live in it, you're going to drive the bad roads, you're going to not, if you are in an area that does not get water, you're going to be experiencing that on a daily basis. Therefore, you would be in a better position to truly work for the people who voted you in to, as a caretaker, and you will be responsible for that community. Now, if you don't work out, if you do nothing, then there is going to be the referendum where you will be voted out, and
Correct.
someone else will be put in place who will get the job done. Now, why is it the people in New Grant have to be clamoring for proper roads to drive? And this is something that is all over the country.
Correct.
I mean, in certain parts of Diego Martin and Woodbrook area, you're seeing, I don't want to say about it, you know, it looks like something like Band-Aids. All they do is putting Band-Aids on
the patching.
And even when they do patch, they don't patch properly. Where I live, they came and they dug up, Wassa came and dug up, and they had to come back at least 3 more times to do the job all over 3 more times. Eventually somebody put gravel. Now what do you think happening? The gravel has been washed away, cars are driving over it, and they now have pockets of holes. And there's another busted main. Like the PVC that they ran, somewhere about a week, it's busted again. Water is going into the canals every day.
Do you like it, sir? You jamming still, man.
You know, and our MP has not even been in the area to check out and see what's going on in his constituency. You know, and this I don't understand, because you know we put you there for a purpose. And for me, as someone, even as a prime minister, you should be going to your constituency and checking out your people. Not going on a day in a savannah where, you know, they have health tents where you can go get your blood pressure and things like that checked. No, I want to see my MP walking up my street and saying, okay, what can I do for you? What needs to be done?
No communication.
Nothing at all.
And again,
why should I have to be going to his office when he came to me before an election?
This is it. And I like that you brought that point up. There's no reason for the citizenry truly to go to see the MPs at their office. If they were present within the community, there would be no need to that. He would have a full idea as to exactly what the hell is going on inside of his community, and then be able to address it systematically the way it's supposed to be done. But no, they get into office, they cock up, they collect their salary, and they go into the Hilton, going here, cracking glass, eating big nice dinner, and everybody good, and they could come on TV and talk, oh yes, and yes, and yes, and all this proper English and BS. And yet it have people out there still suffering, and once you know you get them to try to answer a question, they always deflect. They always try to find a plaster to put over the sore. Or yes, we're working on it, and it's 55 years old, they're bloody well working on it, man. I mean, come on, really.
And it's not just and nothing has been done.
And that's why again I would say there's no government till today, till the PEP, there's no government prior to that has ever actually been for the people. None. Because it's impossible for any government to actually be for the people, see that our ancestors suffer the way that we did, and get the land with all its resources and still have the people suffering the way that they do.
Anthony, it's simple, you know. It's because the concerns of the people is not genuinely their concern.
Thank you very much.
It's simple. They're not experiencing no water. They're not experiencing driving on bad roads, and if they are, they're not driving, they're being driven.
Correct.
They are not experiencing no electric power. They are not experiencing empty refrigerators and empty cupboards home. They are not the ones experiencing these things, people of Trinidad and Tobago. They are the ones that are the cause to the problem. The reason why I will sit here and say that they assist the problem is because they're not finding proper solutions. And to me, if it is you ain't finding a solution, you are part of the problem.
That's right.
And I don't want people around me that are part of the problem. I want solution thinkers. I want people that can say, hey, Kerry, here what's going on, Mr. Grant. So and so is the case. And I can sit here from a point of view because I have been there and say, yes, let's work with this, let's run with that. I don't want, listen, people, you know, let me tell you something. Not all intellectuals are bright people. Just because you have a degree, it means to say you're smart. And just because you have a degree, it means to say that you're practical or you're logical. And it might fret some people. I might say something here that might fret some people right now. You know.
And it doesn't mean to say that they are compassionate.
Oh, that's correct. Oh, that's another one. Or qualified. You understand? So this is another thing. So the reason why I'm saying that concerns of the people are not necessarily genuine concerns of the MPs or the people that we have before us to represent us. It's a factual statement. Because if it was their genuine concern and they were experiencing the things that you have mentioned, it would have been different. It would have been different. Most of these MPs, most of them, they live outside of the communities that they supposed to be representing. And if we go to call, I don't want to call the name, but we can call one or two. We can call one or two. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And these people, they don't experience it from down low, from the ground level, from the floor. And people are trying to be, you all need to understand that you all have the power. And it is you, it is us that voted these people in, that vote every government in. And they depend on our vote. They depend on your vote. And it's time for you all to understand the power that you have and get back there. And voting a government that will be for you.
Voting a government that will give you proper accountability and transparency.
And we also need a government that is going to start dealing with agriculture in a serious way.
That's right, that's right. Let the farmers be the millionaires. Let them be driving the Benz and have the big mansions. I could swallow that. I could be comfortable with that.
Right, another issue I want to talk about is the fact that the jurors are now being told that they have to walk with their own lunch.
What?
Yes. You didn't read that? Yes, if you get picked to go and sit down all day and listen to a case.
So the state calling you as a citizen to go into a courtroom to help them determine a case.
Yes.
And what is saying is that, well,
you don't have to walk with your lunch. Because the caterers were not getting paid.
Week a week.
Right?
Well,
so this again is where the judicial system, or see, and again, this really doesn't have much to do with the judicial system. This has to do with the fact that government needs to pay their bills.
Yeah.
Right? They are owing billions of dollars everywhere, and they need to pay people instead of taking the money and doing things that could be on a back burner. Right? Because if they were paying the caterers, the jurors would get their lunch, as opposed to having to walk with their lunch and their snack, and you hope that it finishes at a decent time because you don't want to be walking with dinner too.
It just pisses me off, oh my gosh, to hear this type of madness going on in the 21st century, and we're supposed to have a population that oh my gosh, it's common sense. It's common sense. Trinidad and Tobago, it look like a duck. It going quack quack, you're seeing web feet. Oh me, oh, listen man, there's a duck. Don't have nobody fooling until it's turkey, chicken.
Common sense ain't common, you know.
But that is unreal.
It's not common. It's
why
not common.
why are we allowing this type of madness to take place? And you know, what's happening is they're just feeding it to us and we're supposed to be okay. Okay. Alright, well if that's how it is, that's how it is. No!
You know, let's talk about some real issues here that is plaguing Trinidad and Tobago, and the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago right now are really getting a little bit upset about. Let's talk about the Tobago boat ferry fiasco. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about some real issues here. And I want people of Trinidad and Tobago right now that are tuning in, I want to start priming up to make a little calls, put in a little messages, so forth, because I tell you, see this one is pepper tonight. Let me talk. Let me hear it.
Yeah, Tobago is still, they have not found a boaters yet. The airline is in a mess because they now have to take the strain of people who are accustomed going across the Tobago by boat, and the planes can't handle the amount of travel back and forth.
Again, instead of building a $400 million highway to nowhere.
Exactly.
All you put the 3 bloody islands going out to Tobago and make a connecting bridge now, man. And we solve the problem right there. Not a problem. You can have containers going across loads of goods. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. But yet we're still fighting ourselves. Why? Because We can hemorrhage the economy through the air bridge, through the sea bridge, because we're cutting deals under the table and I mean, come on, man.
People of Trinidad and Tobago, you all need to wake up. Right now we are being mismanaged. We have, and I mean, let me don't put Cal under the government wings per se, but right now it's used to get flights, regular flights to Tobago via Caribbean Airlines. The boat, it just ain't working to carry goods across the Tobago and vice versa, and to move people.
Now you see, stop, put up in there for a minute. If Tobago was into agriculture in a big way, Tobago should be sending food to Trinidad as opposed to having to be getting food from Trinidad to take across to Tobago.
Another no-brainer, Trinidad and Tobago, a no-brainer.
Plenty land news.
Simple common sense, you know, simple, and Tobago was a prime place where agriculture was concerned. Prime.
And there's always a complaint that everything for Tobago has to pass through Trinidad. Why?
Again, that's how the system made. That's how they want it, because they know people have to get grease up under the table for whatever. That is just the fabric of our society. That's what it is. It's all corruption. It's all corrupted. Everything is corrupted. You can't go somewhere in society. It does not matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you go. And again, Mr. Philip Edward Alexander, boy, people don't like it, you know, but you know what? They can say what they want, brother man. You is the savior for this place, boy. Your policies, you're just Trinidad, the 20th of January, Lange Park. I'm telling you, come out in your numbers. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody, because we are laying out everything on that day. All you PNMites and UNCites, you all come down, come and hear how our country is supposed to be run. Come and see what the changes need to be in order to bring us up to a first world status, to bring us up to Utopia, one that
the money that was stolen from the THA, which is Virgin Airlines money, has been swept under the carpet. The NLCB money swept under the carpet.
Billions gone.
Billions. NIS money swept under the carpet. I put on a WhatsApp thread the other day, the flyer for the rally, and somebody sent back a text saying, what is wrong, what you're going to be fixing, or what needs to be fixed. And of course I started putting down the different things that need to be fixing, and one of the things that I talked about was the situation with NIS, where in 2020 the NIS people who are and a comment came back saying, but it was chirps, and the woman said, I don't know what you're talking about, you know, because right now everybody gets a pension.
Again.
No, what occurred to me, no, it's not that. I think that because people have stopped reading the newspapers and listening to the news, they don't know what's coming.
They don't know what's coming.
Right? And you have to feel sorry for them, because we have become so jaded with how we have been treated by the previous and the current government. We just don't want to see it anymore, so we stop buying papers. We just don't want to hear it, so we switch to Netflix at 7 o'clock. When really we should be looking at the news and seeing what's going on and picking sense out of nonsense. So that I felt she was speaking was from ignorance of the facts and what is really going on in Trinidad and Tobago. We have got to wake up. We have got to start buying our papers, reading it. Some of us have the app on our phone, so if you don't want to spend the money, just go and put the app on your phone and go through, read it, see what is happening. I understand that the government spent $37 million fire stations, fire engines, right? Here what's the problem? Usually they come in either 2 cabins or 4 cabins. Guess how many cabins these have? $37 million.
1 cabin?
2.
2 cabin?
Right? So it means only 2 people in the truck. Everybody else now has to be driven by another vehicle to the fire.
That makes sense.
You understand that?
I mean, and again, it goes back again to what I was saying just now.
37.
It seems that they can't get a grip on the problem. And I was reading earlier today that there is no boat interceptors or Coast Guard vessels based in Tobago that are functioning. What's going on? What is really going on? So we talk about the line of defense for Trinidad and Tobago out there in our coastal waters, and we don't have sufficient and proficient equipment to do so. It's horrible. It's actually horrifying to me to think that we have people that are supposedly making these decisions on a daily basis, sitting down and saying, okay, let's do this and let's do that. Let's make sure this happens and let's make sure that happens. And these people are making these decisions on a daily basis, and we are.
Well, we want to hear from you tonight. You, the viewers, we want to hear what you think about some of the topics that we have discussed. You can call in on 2908171 and voice your views. So we will continue chatting.
What's the number again?
2908171. The next topic for discussion. WASA is looking to bottle water.
Oh God.
Party now,
Oh,
the party now.
They're trying to get you on the carnival, Ray. They're trying to make some money for the carnival.
What? What's up? Bottling water now?
God.
Private company to get confirmation, but of course was unsuccessful. And it seems that they want to team up with a private company to now bottle water.
The water we drinking in the pipe not good now then?
Well, probably
I guess,
not.
so people, in other words, they're saying the water in the pipe not good to drink, because if they bottling water now, they're going to be pushing that. Therefore, they're going to brand it and they're going to push it as drink WASA. Water. Drink WASA water. Right?
But we paying water rate.
But we pay water rate, so before, when they're not saying that the water in the taps are good to drink.
Yes.
So what they telling me now? You know, well, what they
Because we don't pay for it, we pay our water rate, not so?
Yes, and the rate's going up again.
And the rate's
later
going up.
this year.
Man, they don't even know what
So
they
what
have
really is going on?
They don't know what they want to do. No one knows what the heck to do. Everyone is shooting in the dark and hoping for the best. That's what's really happening on the ground here, you know. No one has a clear idea as a way to forge forward. There's nobody within the opposition or the present-day government that can create a bloody think tank that can make sense for them. Because you know what? They're not making sense for none of us. None. So, in my mind, I mean, what is really the purpose? Why are we still forging down this road? And again, Trinidad and Tobago, I'm seeing it again, the 20th of this month, Saturday, come to Launch Park grounds.
The bandstand.
What is it?
The grounds that has the bandstand.
The grounds that has the bandstand, correct.
That's important.
You know, we're going to have phenomenal speakers. There's just food, you name it. It's entertainers. Listen, calm down, because it's not even for the little extra paraphernalia that you're going to be getting. It's really to empower yourself with the proper information, to know exactly where you stand as a citizen, know what your rights are, and where we can go from this point forward. The plans, the processes, everything that's being planned to be rolled out for Trinidad and Tobago and its citizenry. The 20th is the day. Come down, bring your family, bring your friends, your neighbors, your enemies, everybody. Just bring everyone to Launch Park, Trinidad and Tobago.
It's time we get back to ourselves.
Yes.
It's time we get back the essence and we understand the true essence of trying to be able to come out on the 20th. When? The 20th. At what time? 3 p.m. 3 p.m. on the 20th of this month of January. What year? 2018. People of Trinidad and Tobago, when they come out on the 20th at 3 p.m. Launch Park. The bandstand, or they look for the orange, or they can't miss it. Look for the orange. We are going to be there. The PP members, the people that are going to be standing with you, not just for you, but with you. Come out on that day. Come out at that time and hear what it is we have to say. Hear our policies. Hear how we're going to be moving and driving this nation forward.
And you know what's interesting? I mean, instead of people saying, well, okay, let me at least hear what the PEP has to say, you know, the kind of comments that are being put out there on Facebook, it's sad to see what is being put out because, you know, we are just a party of people who really want to see Trinidad as a paradise, as a place where people can live without being shot, without being afraid to come out of their homes, to be able to go to the supermarkets and buy food that is locally grown at a price that we can all afford. And instead of you know, the people who are putting out the negatives, you know, obviously you like being in fear, you like paying high prices, you like eating foreign food, you know, and you wouldn't even allow yourself the opportunity to say, well, okay, let me just go and hear what this party has to talk about. I mean, it's really, really sad. And the thing about it is, they will go to America, and if there's an issue in America that deals with these topics, they will be there putting in their 2 cents.
No, but people talk about Trump all the time that have nothing to do with Trinidad, but they can sit down and have big conversation. Yeah, boy, Trump boy, and this man right stupid, and this and that, and all kind of stupidness. But you have your own country falling apart. But you want to criticize the people that's trying to actually bring change. Oh, this is skull, it's all kind of bubble. Listen, this is not a bubble, and if you want to make sure whether it's bubble or not, be a part. Implement yourself within the party, and you, as a citizen, people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, as we draw closer to Carnival, there was another article in the papers, and you need to, the men in particular, and women, need to pay particular attention. The cops are indicating, get permission before thieving a wine, else you can be charged with assault.
What?
That applies to both men and women.
Well,
so you need to be careful before you go and thief a wine. But
so this is a press release that they just put out.
That was in today's papers. Yes, that was in the papers.
Fellas, when you see it swinging, don't think you could jump on the swing just so. Someone say,
what a love you just boy. When you see it swinging, don't
feel like you just jump on the swing. Ask permission, you see a nice young lady, or she may not be so nice, depending on her condition at that point in time, but still ask. Don't forget it's all of that, and young ladies too. Some guys are a little bit touchy-feely, you know, right now Trinidad and Tobago is a place where everybody is a little touchy-feely.
Exactly.
You understand? Yes. Everybody is about the emotions now. Don't just run up on a man and whine on him. He might just press charges, and the reason why he might press charges against you for assault is because he wants an Friday.
Exactly.
You understand? The easy tension, he will say, hey, assault! Assault! Because his lady is standing right there to run on the man and whine on the man. Right? So let's keep it real. I mean, at the end of the day, people trying to make Carnival is we think, but right now, the way how things are going, we have to respect people's space.
There seems to be a lack of
and
respect.
we have to respect individuals right now. I mean,
True.
we can make fun and we can make kicks, and I mean, this is an area of which I stand firmly for, and we need to respect people's boundaries and people's space.
But I do think that government has to make a greater effort in bringing an awareness to this to the public. Not just on the papers and just throwing a small article, but they should have a couple of television programs on, you know, the local television stations, probably on the news. You know, again, talking about it and bringing awareness to the issues women deal with at carnival time, as well as the issues that men would deal with. But again, it's about information, it's about educating, especially young people. I mean, we're not talking about school education, we're talking about developing the level of common sense our population has, as you know what I mean? And again, it's about giving information, you know?
I mean, that's true. I mean, we have to respect people's boundaries. It's not a free-for-all. People, you know, need to understand that just because the lady may be dancing a little bit loosely does not give you an automatic invitation to, you know, indulge yourself. So
I think really that perhaps may have been put forward because you know women love to go and wind up on the policeman.
hey,
So maybe they say they want a clean
I take the policeman as the ones
I honestly don't think the policeman was the ones to bring this up, but hey,
No. What I'm saying is the powers that be,
the powers that be.
right, may have
Well,
decided this.
the good thing is carnival, and you can basically wear what you want. So I would be wearing a policeman.
But I'll tell you this. Remember when you had just said it to me, my first reaction was like, what? Remember, I was like kind of taken back, and it's only because it's so a norm where you know it's a bump and grind. You look for a booty, you take a wine, and this is the whole thing where carnival is concerned. Hedonism.
But I think it came out of that video last year with the young lady was taking a wine and the guy went up on her and she hit him the elbow. Y'all remember that video? I think everybody saw that video where she hit him, she pushed him off.
For real.
You know, and it went viral, you know. She was like, yo, I'm having a good time with my lady friends. We really didn't want any guys run up on us and so forth. I think it really stemmed from that, and in a way I do agree with what the young lady is saying. Some women really just go there. It's like if you're going out there to have a ladies' night out. You go out and you're really not looking to pick up anybody.
Correct.
And you know, you may be dressed up. No problem. You're beautiful. Women are beautiful. And you know, you may catch the eye of a few gentlemen outside there. But at the end of the day, that's not what you went out there for. And guys out there, you all need to respect that if you do make an approach and they put you down. I mean, whether they put you down in a degrading manner or not, or nicely, at the end of the day, just back off, smile and say, you know what, you didn't have it anyway.
Ooh.
Just start with it. It wasn't yours to begin with. So just dress off when the vision is seen, man. Yeah.
Well, as we get ready to close our segment, on behalf of the PEP family, I'd like to wish everyone a very successful 2018, as I said earlier. Members to tell their friends and family that our employee screening for the Job Seekers Initiative, as well as our Housing Initiatives program, will happen at our regular meetings, which is every day from 12 noon at 19 Stanmore Avenue, Port of Spain. The initiatives as well will be happening this Saturday as well. So you can come down this Saturday and take part in the employee screening or the housing initiative, and tell your friends and family as well. You can also come for our regular meetings. Come and voice your opinions, ask your questions. That's the only way you're going to learn more about the party and what our policies and plans are. Don't forget that you can become a volunteer and can serve on any of our committees or teams that include the National Executive, Constituency Executive, Constituency Representative, Youth Arm, Women's Arm, Security Team, Events Committee. Why? In the past decade, and that is true. not only in its principles, but also the fact that we are mainly comprised of ordinary citizenry. We believe that citizens should have a say in how they are governed, so we invite persons to volunteer to serve within our organization and help advance the vision and the mission of the PEP. It is very easy to join the PEP via our website. Just click on join and fill out the online form. Look forward to you becoming a member. As we have been advertising throughout this program today, we will be having our first anniversary political meeting and public rally on Saturday 20th January 2018 from 3 p.m. at Lange Park grounds, and that's the grounds with the bandstand, Chagonas. It is all free. Come with your family and friends and enjoy the afternoon with us. As we close, I will invite Anthony and Kerry to have their closing remarks.
Thank you very much, Janice. Trinidad and Tobago, once again, thank you so much for coming down and checking us out here on the front line. Mr. Grant, as usual, great pleasure having you on board.
Thank you.
Trinidad and Tobago, once again, come down the 20th of this month. It's not this coming Saturday, the following Saturday, Lange Park Bandstand, is it?
Yeah.
Lange Park Bandstand. Grounds. Come down. It's going to be a phenomenal event. And again, if you are misinformed, hear what? You're going to be very much informed by the time you leave that event. So definitely come down on the 20th and have your say. Hear what is being proposed for our way forward. And again, it's for you guys to give us the approval to say yes or no. You know what I mean? So again, Trinidad, thanks a lot for tuning in again.
And again, it's always a pleasure being here, Janice and Anthony. I mean, we are the people. We are the people to do this thing. We're going to put it forward. We're going to push what you, Trinidad and Tobago, needs. We're going to push you all forward. I'm a patriot, and I want all of you to be patriots and stand up right now and say enough is enough, and it's time to have a party that is for you, and that is who we are. And we're going to be representing you to the fullest. Come out on the 20th at Lange Park, the bandstand grounds, and look out for us. I mean, it's going to be phenomenal. Come and hear what this party is about. Thank you.
So as we close, we want to acknowledge all our members and thank all of our viewers. To those of you who are on the road, please be safe. See you next week Thursday on Frontline. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.